Hello and welcome to another GeoGuessr video. Since the Reddit League is on break until the end of September and the co-op tournament only happens once a month, and I still want to have quite a bit more GeoGuessr content on my channel, I decided to play some challenges on the subreddit as well as maybe the odd league on my channel. Now, the first one I've decided to do is Fourlimination. We're in round 11. By this point, it doesn't matter. It's like technically, yes, you can get points for being good enough and there's a leaderboard, but I'm not good enough and I won't be on the leaderboard. So it doesn't really matter whether it's a series of sorts. I will quickly explain what Fourlimination is, but I'll leave timestamps in the video so you can skip forward if you already know that and don't need the explanation. So, Fourlimination is a tournament where you play through 10 seeds, ideally. You start with the first seed. If you pass the target scored, you can see right here, you get to advance to the next seed. Then you play that seed, pass the target scored there, and so on and so forth. You have 2 lives, that means you can fail 1 seed and still get to continue. Now, what also comes into play here, if, for example, you fail the 10,000 and then also fail the 12,500, you only get seed free. If you fail 10,000 and manage to do 12,500 and then fail 15,000, you get the 12,500. So you always get the highest seed that you manage to do. To explain the 4 game format, because that's probably important, it's basically, if you're familiar with the free format, which is you aren't allowed to move, but you can pan around, you can look at your surroundings and everything, zoom in, zoom out, etc. In 4, you can't. You basically get given a picture and you have to guess based on that. And technically you get the photographer's name if it's a photosphere, but it shouldn't be in this map anyway. And, well, I think that's everything. I'm going to be playing all 10 seeds regardless, because I could just fail in seed 4. It wouldn't be the first time. Because I'm not very good at it. I'm being honest here. I struggle with no moving already, but not even being able to pan around and zoom puts me in a tight spot because I rely a lot on finding clues. And I'm bad at landscape guessing. I've pretty much know nothing about GeoGuessr meta. I don't know anything about cars, about bollards, about road lines. I don't know anything really about that. I know some things that I've noticed through playing, but I never studied it or anything like that. So yeah, we'll just start with the first seed. There's a 1.5 minute time limit on all of them, but you get a picture. You don't really need the 1.5 minutes. In this case, first reaction, Europe. Second reaction is somewhere, like my first gut instinct was Andorra. I'm not entirely sure it is. Somewhere in the Pyrenees, maybe. It just gives me a European feel. I don't recognize what kind of sign that is because I'm looking at the back of it. The architecture does remind me of that kind of French, maybe even Swiss architecture high in the mountains or in mountainous areas. There are quite high mountains. If there's snow in the summer, it was probably 1,700, 1,800 meters at least. So yeah, the Pyrenees wouldn't be the worst guess, I think. If we end up in Canada or I don't know where, it'd be a shame. Oh, we need 4,000 points. Let's just guess and see where it was. Yeah, it was in Austria. Yeah, that's right, true. I did say it reminded me of Swiss architecture as well. I guess Swiss architecture and architecture in Tyrol isn't very far apart. But that's not too bad. I mean, it's not great, let's be honest. But it's a start. I only need 1,300 more to get to C2. Now, my first instinct on this round was Indonesia. My second instinct was that's completely wrong. My second instinct was Eastern Europe / Russia. So in the kind of Ukraine, maybe Bulgaria, that sort of area. Maybe even Romania. I don't really have much to base it on, again, other than architecture. Looking at the number plates, I don't think it's European, which would lead me to Russia. I actually am not sure if the Ukraine is in the EU. Are they? I should know that. Let me go a bit further out there. Problem is with Russia, it could be over here. And based on architecture, it looks like it could be over here. I'm still going to sort of, let me maybe go here. Or do I want to go down there? The thing is, in my mind, it doesn't really look like Western Russia. If anything, it looks more like this area, but they don't have EU number plates here, so it can't be. But I don't want to place it over there into Eastern Russia, just in case it is in Europe somewhere. Well, let's find out. It was in Eastern Russia. Well, actually it's not. It's more Central Russia. I'm not surprised. I did mention it could be over there. I didn't go for it. Not entirely sure why. The problem with me playing these kind of challenges, that happens a lot to me. Like, I placed it over here. I'm saying it can't be here because there's no EU number plates. It can't really be here because it doesn't look like Western Russia. And I still didn't place it over there. Why did I do that? I don't know. And that's the problem. Okay, this is Africa? Probably. I mean, Africa was my first impression just based on the road. This kind of brownish gray. But there's nothing really, like the vegetation doesn't really scream Africa to me. I can't really see anything else. I know people use the sun to determine which hemisphere you're on, but I can't. And like, especially in no moving games, I'm wrong on it like more often than not, because I just can't tell where the sun's coming from. I feel like it's coming from here, which would, in my mind, would be south, which would place us in the northern hemisphere, but I don't think that's where we are. I kind of want to say Ghana? No. Kenya? I just can't shake this feeling of Africa off. I don't... You know what? We need 600 points more. We'll get it in one of the other two rounds. Hopefully. I don't think it's Africa. Actually, do I think it's Africa? I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, it was the US. Of course it was. That's another problem. As I said in the round, you probably remember, I said it also could be the US. Well, it was. Great. Okay, this... Usually my first reaction to anything in the woods is the Baltics. It doesn't really look like the usual woods you'd get in the Baltics to me. But I also can't really say what it does look like. Maybe more towards this area, although 600 points. Actually, you know what? 600 points is what I need. If I place it centrally in Europe. Oh, it could be northern Finland. Would I get, if it was up here, would I get 600 points? You know what? Actually, if it's down here, I'm probably much better off if I go somewhere in Lithuania. Yeah, that should give me... If it's in Europe somewhere, I'll get the 600 points. If it's not in Europe, which I could see being the case, But the only location I could see technically being, it's not in Africa. It's not. Is it? Could it be in North America? I don't think it is. It's not in South America. It's not in Asia. I could see it being in New Zealand. I wouldn't be that surprised if it was, but oh, it's in Alaska. Well, right. Okay. Well, this is Africa now. Again, though, where in Africa? He's driving his bike on the right. I think he's coming towards me. So if it's a right driving country, I can't see this car over there. Like, I can't see which directions it's parked in. I feel like, though, regardless of driving directions, either Kenya or Ghana. It's not Senegal. It's not. It could be Nigeria. Theoretically, I don't think it is, though. It's not South Africa. I don't think it's Lesotho, Swaziland. So just to hedge my bets, I'd like to place it in the middle of Africa. I know there's no street view coverage here, but placing it here should allow me to get 600 points regardless of if it's in Ghana or Kenya. It was in Ghana, and I got the 1,000 points I wanted. There we go. If I had placed it in Kenya, I wouldn't have, and I would have failed in round 1. There we go then. So that means it was on the right side. So it did face away from me, and the bicyclist drove towards me. All right, so that didn't go very well. Am I lost? No, there's two other people below me, and no, well, this person failed, but other than that, no one failed yet. That was a bit close for comfort, maybe. All right, let's see if we can do better on the second seed. All right, this is totally the US, isn't it? I mean, it could be Canada. I have no idea how to tell the two apart. But actually, it's not West Coast US, I'm pretty sure. Is that a lake behind there? It looks a bit blue. It could just be the sky. What if I place it somewhere in this area? In this general area? Maybe, or over here. Where do I want to go with? Michigan? Let's go for Michigan. Let's go over here. Oh, it's Saskatchewan. So it was in Canada. And it was a lake. At least I saw that correctly. But it looks like people in general, either this person had a lot of good other rounds, or people in general weren't too close on Saskatchewan. That's Dubai, isn't it? I know it's the UAE, but is it Dubai? Is it Abu Dhabi? I don't know. There's water to both sides. Are we to both the east and the west? Where could we be? Is there something in Abu Dhabi that would fit that better? There kind of is. I still get the feeling that it's more likely to be Dubai, but I can't really see a location that would fit in Dubai. It could be over here, actually. Actually, what about this? You know what? Let's go there. Doesn't really matter too much. It was there. Nice. Well, I mean, almost there. We were close. Very close. Well, it's not actually Dubai even. It's Sharjah. Is that part of Dubai? I don't know. Probably not. So we've already got the target score. Initial gut reaction was Sweden. I unfortunately can't really read what that says over there. Just based on the letters I can read, I think it might be Finnish. But it might also be Swedish, and that yellow sign does remind me more of Sweden. but I'd like to go in this sort of, like the sort of Stockholm area, because it could technically be the Baltics. I feel like it's a shame that I can't read what's over there, because like just based on the style, I feel like it could be a bank, and that would probably help. Also, I'd assume that pole up there might be a flagpole. But yeah, as I said, we've reached the target score. Let's just guess here. We can't be too far off. It's definitely Northern Europe. All right, where was it? It was Finland. Oulu. Okay. Well, okay, yeah. That's okay. That's Australia or New Zealand. That kind of roundabout just immediately screams that to me. Unfortunately, I have also no idea how to tell those two apart in a city. I feel like I have a good grasp on what's Australian middle of nowhere and what's New Zealand middle of nowhere. But in the cities itself, I don't. I feel like I say a safe bet. If I go with Sydney and it's New Zealand, that'll get me maybe 1,000 points. If it's Perth, it'll get me like 500. I definitely feel like it's more likely to be Eastern. I don't think it's Western Australia. It's either, in my opinion, it's either Eastern Australia or it's New Zealand. What could I base that on? I want to go with New Zealand. Let me go with... what do I go with? Let me go with Palmerston. Let me just place that somewhere in here. It doesn't really matter. It was Australia, Eastern Australia. Emerald, okay. I kind of get the urge to say this every time. Like, I did say it could be there. I, again, didn't go there. But, yeah, well, all right. I don't even remember what my immediate reaction was. It kind of looks like it could be in Europe. But that car sort of immediately made me go, Japan, South Korea? But based on landscape, I don't think it is. I think it's Europe. I've never seen a landscape like this in Japan or South Korea. It's such roads as well. I kind of want to say Belgium. You know what? We've got 10,000 points. Let's go over here somewhere. Neufchâtel. Whatever. It was over there. Malaysia. Yeah. I'd never thought of Malaysia, but that does make more sense in regards to the road and the car. We had a Asian car, but I mean, just because the car is Asian doesn't mean it can't be driving in Europe. Actually, let me just quickly check. Did I see the sun? That's not which direction. That was roughly the direction I had. No, I didn't see the sun at all. Okay. Though, considering this is looking east, the sun is over there. Oh, no, it isn't. Never mind then. The sun is straight to the west, so it wouldn't have helped me anyway. Alright, but we did it. We advanced. And we advanced in a slightly better position than in the first seed. There's another couple dropouts. Or at least people that didn't manage to do the first. Or that had to use their first life. Some names I know as well in there. Alright. So that's better than the first seed at least. That's the third seed. Now we need 8,000 points. Okay. Initial thoughts, Eastern Europe. That feels familiar. That style of sign. It might just be an advertising. It might just be confusing with something else. Kind of, where do I want to go? I kind of have this feeling of ex-Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia? Is that what it's called in English? I think, yeah, it is. Maybe Montenegro, Albania, Macedonia, somewhere here. Let me just place it in the middle of these. Turkey. All right. The general area was right. Yeah, it could have gone much worse. We'll take that. All right. Is the US again? Should be. Could again. It could be Canada. I can't tell. This car does seem to be driving on the right. That's the important part here. So we're not in the likes of Australia and New Zealand. Once we actually, it does feel more like Canada. Does it? Do we just go with Saskatchewan again? Middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan? I don't feel like it is. Do we go? It's not. You know what? I think we will. Just place it middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan. It was North Carolina. Okay. Rayleigh. Is that South America? I think. I'm not entirely sure, but always like these kinds of roads, like white-ish roads with yellow lines in the middle and these kinds of signs, as well as these kinds of buses always remind me of either Ecuador or Colombia. So I feel like I'm going to place it in Ecuador. It's definitely not northern Colombia. If anything, it's in this part of Colombia, I think, or in Ecuador. So we're going to place it here, roughly. And hope that it's not, I don't know, Malaysia or Indonesia. Because that would suck. It was in Ecuador. Nice. We need 240 points more. Is that Bhutan? Always these kinds of stones on the side of the road make me go, is that Bhutan? The landscape looks slightly like Bhutan. I kind of just want to go for it. It could be entirely wrong. I don't think it's South America. It's definitely not North America. It's not Africa. It's not Australia. It's not New Zealand. It's not East. It's not this area of Asia. Is it Bhutan? You know what? Yes, it is Bhutan. Okay, good. And we've reached the target score. Am I finally gonna get a decision between Canada and the US right? First impression, US. Where would I want to go? Eastern US. New York. Let me go with New York. It doesn't really matter anymore. But it does give me the feeling that it's more towards Eastern US. Oh, that was great. All right. I mean, I expected to be somewhat in the right area, but being in the right state even, it's pretty nice. So, okay, apparently it was a pretty easy seed. 17th. Well, I'll take it. Beat a couple of really good players. What was the benchmark here? 8,000, right? So 2 people failed that one. All right. But I'm pretty happy about it. I mean, that was just... If I'd gotten that right... If I knew it was in the US, again, I would have gone with Eastern US. Probably more down here. Would I have gone North Carolina? Probably not. Maybe I would have gone this sort of Kentucky, Indiana area. Maybe West Virginia. Would have probably got me about 3,000-4,000 points. And would have placed me around here. But I didn't. So it doesn't matter. And, I mean, it doesn't matter to begin with. It's the 8,000 point seed. I got 8,000 points. That's all that matters. All right. Is that New Zealand? I feel like it might be. The sun is to the east. Doesn't really tell me much. Again, I would say it's more south than north, but it could be Canada as well. I've just not. I've got no idea. If it's neither of the two, that's also usually, if it's neither of the two, I'm happy. If it's one of the two and I choose the wrong one, that's when I'm unhappy. Where do I want to go? I'm looking at the houses, but I can't really make up my mind. The sea as well, the lake as well down there. I'm gonna go with my initial gut reaction of New Zealand, even though I think it might be wrong. Where would I want to place it? Over here, maybe? That's a highway, I know, which this isn't, but... actually, you know what? We'll place it over there. Alright, I did... It's always easy to say afterwards. Like, I did think it could be Norway, but I genuinely did based on the houses. Well, alright. Seems like we're probably going to fail this one then. That's always annoying in 4 difficulty, that you can't read that sign even though it's just in front of you. I had like 3 or 4 initial guesses that it could be. Those were Malta, Northern, like Britannia, this area, or Normandy, either of those, or Guernsey, Jersey. There's a yellow number plate in there. I don't know if Malta does have yellow number plates occasionally. I feel like this may be something like an ST and a point there. And there's the C over there, which led me to go with either of these. I might just put it in Jersey. Actually, it was England. Not too far off. Again, right area, but alright, yeah. Did think it could be, but yeah. Alright. Oh, Bangladesh, maybe? Probably not. No, it's not. Because it does remind me, based on vegetation, it does remind me of that area down here. But I don't think there's anything... No, I don't think there's a road that would look like that down here. But it's definitely Southeastern Asia. Do I have anywhere else here that it could be? Myanmar isn't covered. Thailand? Down here, a road? There's no roads on the sea here, really. I mean, there's this right here. The problem is I don't know if it's covered on Google Street View. Could it be Cambodia? It could be. If it's not in Southeast Asia, again, I don't really care. Could it be Sri Lanka? No, it couldn't be. Could it any... My main worry is that it could be around here. I don't think it is. Could be around here, maybe. This sort of area. Let's go with it. I usually I'm not really at the point where I actively look for a right stretch of road or something that could fit. It was Eastern Asia. It wasn't Southeastern Asia. Sakhalinsk. Yeah, okay. Now I know what that looks like. Don't think I've ever been placed there. That's Singapore, right? That can only be Singapore. Or Hong Kong. No, that's... They're driving on the left. Does Singapore drive on the left? Does Hong Kong drive on the left? I don't know. Alright. It's either of the two. I kind of want to go with Singapore. Just place it somewhere in the middle. It was Hong Kong, of course it was. Alright, and because of that, I failed this seed. I think it's better that I failed it at the 4th round because I have no idea where this is. And it would only have frustrated me if I'd gotten to if I'd gotten 5,000 points and it'd be like 9-4 or something. Would probably have been more frustrating. They drive on the right side. The sun is to the south, so we're in the northern hemisphere. We're not in America, we're not in Canada. We are somewhere over here, I think. Maybe Turkey, maybe Bulgaria, maybe Romania. That sort of area. Let me just put it down in Bulgaria. Could it be anywhere else? It could be in Greece, you know what? Put it in Greece. Somewhere on the border here. And it was in Kyrgyzstan. Well, I never even crossed my mind. All right, so at least we failed spectacularly. Yep. It was 10,000, right? That was seed 4. Yep. That's unfortunate. And that's fortunate. But all right, we used our 1 life. We can still continue. Maybe we can get the 12.5k. This over here. The problem I have with that is it's either an African language or it's Lithuanian. But based on the ground here, it feels more African to me. That says stop. So, I mean, there's a lot of English there. Would it be South Africa? It's nothing up here, I think. If anything, it's probably South Africa. Where would it be? Anywhere? Just place it anywhere, I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. So it probably was Afrikaans. I mean, it might just be the business, the name of the business. You know what? Let's just look at it. Now that we've guessed, we can just do that anyway. Aroy. It definitely is the name of the business. That doesn't mean it can't be Afrikaans, but all right. And that probably just, does it say always? It doesn't. While I was looking at it, I thought it said always, and it was just slightly unreadable because it's like 2 pictures stitched together, but it could actually say, oh, it just says takeaways. Never mind. That looked like a bigger gap than it was supposed to be, I guess. All right, Sweden. How confident am I in Sweden over Finland? Not very, to be honest. It's either of the two. Gut reaction said Sweden. Do I just want to put it in this sort of area? I do, just to be a bit closer to Finland. Let's go for that. It was Finland, of course it was. Jyväskylä. I don't know how to pronounce it. Alright, but decent first 2 rounds. Okay. Is this Australia or South America? No, not South America, South Africa. There's sea to the east. I kind of want to say it's Australia. Question is, where would I place it? Somewhere on the east coast. Port Macquarie? Is there a lighthouse I can spot? No, of course not. Where would it fit? Anywhere along this coastline. Not up here. Anywhere on this coastline. Probably. Where do I want to go? Because it curves like outwards to the sea over there. So I have a feeling that it must be on the southeastern area in Australia. I think am I happy with that, or do I want to go more 7? I feel like I'll just leave it at that. If it's South Africa, I'll be annoyed. I can't differentiate the two, especially when I'm on a parking lot somewhere in the middle of nowhere. It was in a northern part. Okay, I'll accept that. Oh, it was an island that I saw. Well, that makes sense. Okay. We're continuing with this sort of place. Is it Australia? Is it New Zealand? The sun is to the south, I'm pretty sure. So shouldn't it be America? Is it North America? There are palm trees. Is it Florida? I kind of want to go over here, maybe. That sort of area. You know what? It's not going to help if I think much. Actually, would it? Can I somehow judge which direction the car is driving on? Like which side of the road? Don't think I can. The shadows, the sun is definitely in the south. The shadows go towards the north. Okay, it was Florida Keys. So we've already done it. 12.5k complete. And we can relax and put that in Turkey. Where do we want to put it in Turkey? It's a good question. Gaziantep. There we go. Or is that just... I recognize it, but I don't... Oh, no, this is there. All right. Can we get further? Like, can we actually find where exactly it is? I don't think it's worth the time, if I'm being honest. Looks like a roundabout. There's a sort of highway going to the north on my western side. Don't think it's this one then. Could it be somewhere else? Could it be here? I think it might be. It could theoretically. That's not really. Not really, no. What about here? No. Well, I can't find it. No, that's not a roundabout either. It could be on the outskirts somewhere. It does look more outskirts like, I feel. There's a hill over there. So, I mean, it would fit with that cemetery, maybe, if that's on a hill. Maybe this area over here. Maybe it is that one after all, but I'm not going to change. Oh, nice. It was that one. That was a good guess. All right. And 11th, again, a easier seed. I'm pretty happy with that one. Did anyone fail that one? That was 12.5k. Oh, quite a bunch of people did. Everyone below here. Okay. We've lost our lives, but we can still... We've lost one of our lives, but we can still continue and give it a try. Give the 15k seed a try. I don't think I've ever completed the 15k seed while still in competition. Where would this be? I don't really have a clue. Cars are driving on the left. If that's not just coincidence that they're parked on the left there. What does that mean? That excludes all of South America, which I first thought could be it. Is it Africa? It doesn't look like Africa to me. But it doesn't look like Australia and New Zealand to me either, if I'm being honest. So that doesn't really tell me much. My problem is I don't know which countries in this area drive on the right and which drive on the left. I mean, I know Hong Kong drives on the left. And I know that now. I still don't know if Singapore doesn't. Because my first reaction after South America was sort of Indonesia area. Do they drive on the left? Am I going to go with there anyway without knowing that? Thailand drives on the left, doesn't it? So I don't have any reason to believe Indonesia doesn't as well. I don't really want to go there. Maybe into a city. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get any points for that. I didn't get any points for that. Mexico. Wait. They don't drive on the left in Mexico, do they? Where is that? I've been here. Not physically, but I've been in this location. It's in, what's it called? Tamaulipas. I've been in here in a challenge. I don't think it was in the actual Reddit League Mexico challenge. Pretty sure it wasn't, but it was in one of the practice seats I had for it. I was right here in this location. Just to confirm that, no, that is such a, well, it's a Deborah location, isn't it? Everyone who's more familiar with the GeoGuessr Reddit in the community knows what I mean. Yeah, the car's drive on the right side of Mexico. Yeah, well, if it was faced the other way, but well, obviously we would have gotten information, but I would have recognized the location. I maybe wouldn't have known where it was, but I would have known it was in Mexico. So yeah, 15k is pretty much out of the window now, isn't it? Especially because I don't know where that is either. Is it in Europe? Is it in Russia? I think it's in Europe. Is it in the No, it's not in the US. Where do I want to go? Poland? Poland, sure. Is there a straight road? That's about as straight as we're going to find. Fair enough. I did look that way, didn't I? Well, the sun is in the west. Doesn't really help me. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, that would probably have helped me that it's not in Europe. It didn't really feel like Europe either, but I just completely blanked on South America there. Like, I usually, the locations that I tend to just not get at all in the 4-game mode are Argentina and Uruguay. I just never get them. But it's still 15k is still possible. I just need to 5k everything from now on. Is this? I can't read it really. My first impression was Tunisia. Could be Senegal, maybe, based on the color of everything. Being able to read that would help out a lot. I still think it's more likely to be Tunisia. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting the 15k, but I'm going to try to do my best for this and the remaining seeds, even if I'm out of the competition at this point. So let's just see if it was, in fact, Tunisia. And it was Bizerta. Okay. First thought was Mexico. Sun's to the north, isn't it? So it should be in the southern hemisphere, which makes Mexico very unlikely. Which leads me to believe Colombia, maybe? Actually, that's still above the equator, isn't it? It is. Ecuador? Down there? Bolivia? Actually, let me go with Bolivia. I'm pretty sure it's Spanish speaking. Let's just go with it. Well, it's not Spanish speaking. It's Manaus. Okay. Okay, fair enough. It is south of the equator. Okay. And that's Europe. Is that Andorra? That sounds like a word that would be used in Andorra. It doesn't look like Andorra. Actually, kind of does. Could be. It could also be Italy. The style of the sign says Italy to me. I don't actually know what the style of what the signs look like in Andorra. No, I'm going with Italy anyway. Mountainous Italy. Do I go here or do I go here? I go here. Let me go up somewhere into the mountains here. It was over there. Okay. St. Ulrich. That wasn't too bad. The Tunisian round wasn't too bad. We'll not speak about the other ones. That was a more difficult seed in my opinion. And most people did fail it. Only 8 people managed to pass that one. So I can... That was the 15k seed. Yeah, so I can quickly put in my score. Wait, which seed did I fail? I did fail the 10,000 seed, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'll quickly put down my score here. And now we'll continue to play the other seeds as well, because I need all the practice I can get. And you can maybe, if you want to, you can help me out in the comments with things I should have noticed. Wonder Waffles. This... First reaction was based on architecture England, but it's got EU number plates, so it's not. So France, I guess. Though that does say cleanest, doesn't it? There wouldn't be this many EU number plates if it wasn't. Actually, Ireland. What am I thinking? I don't know where in Ireland. Is that... That looks like it'd be the sea there. Like it should be there. So I kind of see to the side. Let's go with Galway. Maybe we're somewhere here. Or, well, that's the other way. It was the sea down there. That was, if I may say so myself, that was good thinking. I was about to go for Cork, but I thought Cork isn't really adjacent to the sea that much, and it looked to me like a slightly bigger city than this little town here. That's why I didn't go for the southern coast of Ireland. That Philippines, maybe. It's Asia. That I'm pretty confident on. I don't think it's Indonesia, Malaysia. I don't think there's anything left. I think it could be other than Philippines. Maybe Thailand? I wouldn't be shocked if it was Thailand. Let me go up here somewhere. Somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Screw it. Oh. I mean, I wasn't the only one who thought it was the Philippines. I'm glad about that. Dominican Republic. Santiago de los Caballeros. Okay. Is there anything for future that would tell me? Okay, I mean, there's Spanish here. That would tell me it's not in the Philippines, but I didn't see any of that. Okay, vegetation looks pretty similar to the Philippines with the palm trees and everything. Difficult location, especially with that orientation. That's just... Is that Israel or the UAE? A lot of Israeli roads down here look exactly like this, but a lot of UAE roads over here do as well. I feel like it's more likely to be over here. It might even be Palestine. So let me just put it here, somewhere in this area. I probably could have looked at road orientation to help me out there, but well, okay. Yeah. Well, it was a west-east road, I guess. New Zealand? Do I see the sun? I don't. I see the sea, though, which just furthers my thought that it could be New Zealand. Maybe, actually, it's rather out in the woods. Not really woods, but maybe even go here. There. Oh, Hawaii. Okay. Route Nacional 8. Still don't know whether that's Uruguay or Argentina or Chile. I feel like it's Argentina. I mean, it could. There's the 8 in Uruguay. Can I find the 8 in Argentina? If I do find the 8 in Argentina, I'll place it there. If I can't, it'll stay in Uruguay. Argentina is also quite a bit bigger. So, well, there's the 8 in. That's fine. Doesn't really matter if it's the route 8. Can I find the route 8 in Chile? There's the 5. There's the 7. If I were to assume that it would continue on and the 8 would be anywhere around here, then that's not it. Actually, no, I don't. I think it's the 8 in Uruguay. I think it could be more north, actually. But just in case it is actually the 8 in Argentina, we'll stick to the south. It was the 8 in Argentina. Well, chose wrong, but still got a decent amount of points for it. Yeah, still beat a couple of decent players here. I'm not too unhappy. I mean, I would have never gotten that in a million years. Neither that. Like, I don't really have anything that makes me go, oh yeah, that's Hawaii, over, oh yeah, that's New Zealand. They look really similar to me. Even though that probably doesn't make a lot of sense because they're completely... Actually, they're relatively similar distance to the equator. Might be complete nonsense what I'm saying here, but Hawaii and New Zealand look very similar to me. What's the next one? 20k, right? I've played that just now, didn't I? Yeah, alright. Wait, let me quickly check who... Only Topotic passed that one. Okay. Seed 8. Okay, is that... Now, it looks very similar to the Palestine round we just had, but it just gives me a feeling of maybe it's Bolivia or somewhere in South America. The sun is definitely to the north, which would count out Israel and the UAE. So we're just gonna go with Bolivia. Somewhere in... Actually, let's go down here. I know Bolivia, down here, there's not a lot of roads. Maybe actually go over here. But I don't know which are covered and which aren't. It's Peru, actually. I'm not surprised about that. One of these South American countries that are very dry. Okay. Is that Norway now? That's pretty sure that's Norway. The red houses. And this sort of line on the edges of the road. Pretty sure, and I feel like it's southern Norway, more over there though. Maybe around this area. Let's put it down here. I placed it down near Oslo by mistake, but it got me closer. It was Sweden, actually. I'm still really bad at differentiating between these three if I don't see language. If I see a language, it's easy for me, but just based on landscape, not really. Now, what is this? Mexico? Looks like a one-way street considering cars are parked on both sides. Just this sort of weird colored house, like, it makes me think of Mexico. If it was Mexico, it would be central Mexico, I feel like. So we're going with Leon, just because why not? I just noticed I didn't really think about what else it could be. But nothing really came to mind. It was Mexico. It was actually closer to Mexico City. So I was right with my central Mexico. Just, yeah, okay. Good. Corner. Huh. What language is that? I mean, it's obviously Europe. It's not French. It's not German. It's not English. Is it? You have these sort of things which are not really used in Eastern Europe, I think. I feel like it's one of either like Czechia, Slovakia. I think it's one of these. Let me go with Brno for now. Can I see anything else here? Cars are driving on the right. That's expected. It would be very helpful to see what's written on these things, but I can't. Speed limit of 30 is pretty usual, I think. Yeah, I think I'm happy with Czechia. It was Slovenia. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. And what do we have here? Is that South Africa? Botswana? One of the two, maybe? It could be Australia, I can't tell, but it gives me more of a South African vibe. More north as well, somewhere up here. Let's go with that. It was Australia, of course it was Australia. It's always Australia. It was a pretty good seed with the exception of the last round. Did everyone else get Australia? Yes. Of course everyone else got Australia. Even down here, even with the people who... Actually, there's the first person other than me who didn't get Australia. Well, again, if you've got any tips for Australia, South Africa, please let me know. I've got no idea how to differentiate between the two. I did pretty well in the other rounds. I mean, yeah, that was fine. The other three were pretty good. All right, that was the 20k seed. So 2 more to go. Let's go for that one. Pooh. That's actually something I don't think I've ever seen. What does it look like? My first thought was Kyrgyzstan. I don't think it is. My second thought was anywhere else in the world. There's so many places that could look like this. And my problem is always, I don't really know what places look like. Like, it could be here in Canada because I don't know what here in Canada looks like. I know it's not that road in Alaska. That one. I know it's not that one. That's about the only road in this area that I know it's definitely not. It's also not this road in Yukon, I guess. It could be... I mean, it's a red house. Maybe it's Norway. There's mountains here. I feel like I'm not going to be surprised wherever it is, because other than like if it's in Germany, I'll be very surprised. I just don't. I think it's down here somewhere. Somewhere in this area, or over here. Either of those. Not what I expected. I expected it more over here, but okay. To be perfectly honest, I am slightly surprised. Italy, really? I mean, the camera is just a very weird quality. I mean, the picture's from March 2011. I guess the blue signs over there could have maybe... True, maybe. If I'd noticed the blue sign... Oh, where was I actually? Somewhere around here. Right? If I'd noticed the blue sign there, I probably wouldn't have gone with Italy anyway. But that would have been a hint or a clue. It's in Europe again. There's a tram. Where? What are the cars? There's a Renault, there's a Mercedes. Technically more West European cars. Cars driving the right side. Belgium? No, there's no yellow number plates. Maybe not Belgium. There's no censorship, so probably not Germany. Prague? Or, let's go with Pilsen. Stockholm. Fair enough. Was there a yellow sign? Yeah, there was a yellow sign. Those yellow signs, half the time I think, okay, it's Sweden, and half the time I'm wrong. Sometimes it just genuinely is Sweden there. Is that the US? That car usually makes me think US instantly. But what area of the US would it be? Sort of Nebraska? That sort of area? Maybe Colorado. A bit more mountainous. You know what? No long thinking, that's a quick round. Let's just go with that. Maybe we're right, maybe we're not. Let's find out. We were right. That was a good guess. Oof. And that won't be. I can tell you that already. Can't even tell the continents. Maybe Africa. Maybe South America. Maybe Southeastern Asia. Is that cattle? That are cows, right? Does that help me at all? It makes me kind of count out Southeastern Asia. Whether that's reasonable or not, I don't know. What could this be? I can't see the sun at all. I feel like it's behind me, in which case it would be in the northern hemisphere, which would put Southeastern Asia back into the question. It's definitely not north of me. You know what? Screw it. Philippines. Philippines it is. Where's Brazil? I never would have gotten with Brazil. It could have seen South America, but if I would have gone with South America, I would have gone more towards Peru or Bolivia, maybe. Not with Brazil. Is that... doesn't really look like a typical Brazilian round. I feel like this view would have maybe made me think Brazil was a bit more likely, but I still wouldn't have gone for it, I'm pretty sure. Just with the slightly more red colored road. Okay, where did Tapata guess? Ghana, yeah, I did. Now we've got all three continents here. It was South America. I did think it could be Africa or Southeastern Asia. There we go. That's an interesting one. It's not South America. It's not North America. It's not Australia. It's not New Zealand. It's not Africa. Anything in this sort of area is something I could imagine. It's not Scandinavia. It's not the UK. It's not Iceland. It's not South or West Europe. It's Eastern Europe or Russia or anything in this part of Asia, somewhere around here. I kind of get the feeling that it's Russia. But where in Russia there's a lake here, a smaller one? Barely, like it's so small I could probably not even find it on a map. Do we just want to go middle of nowhere in Russia? You know what? Let's go here. Close to Novosibirsk. We've been there before in this challenge. Let's go there. It was Yakutsk. I actually thought of going there for a second, but... this lake. I mainly thought of going there because it's next to a river. Actually, I didn't think of Yakutsk. I thought of Irkutsk. That was what I wanted to go for. But it's too far. The sea is way too big. But yeah, it was in Russia, so I'm quite happy with that, even if I didn't get the exact area. Yeah, reasonable. Not amazing, not awful, I feel, like for me at least. And the last seed. Does that say real estate? Does it say it's something with housing? Is the US or Canada? That much is for sure. Maybe more likely to be Canada this time around. Eastern Canada. New Brunswick. Maybe somewhere around here. Let me go with Woodstock. because why not? Okay, it was US. South Dakota. In Deadwood. Alright. So Patrick thought it was Canada as well. Although he went on the other side of Canada. That's Africa, right? Watch it be Brazil again, but no, I'm pretty sure that's Africa. Where in Africa? Again, can't see any car. I'm sure there's a system or a systematic reason for which side. That doesn't make any sense. No. I was going to say which side these are on, but there's always going to be a car driving in this lane. There's always going to be a car driving that lane. It doesn't make any sense. And this thing looks like it goes around the whole way. Kind of want to go for this area here. Oh, that's an area of Senegal I've never been in. Pretty sure. Interesting. Yeah, I can see it. All right. Oh. Southeastern Asia? Philippines again? Kind of want to go for that. Sun is to the south again, which would make sense. It's rather hilly around here. Where are a lot of hills in the Philippines? Somewhere in this area. Let's go for this. I don't know if that road has coverage. It might not. But it's the best I could think of. It was around here. It's that road actually. Near the Blue Waterfalls and Cave. That doesn't look like it would be a water park or an adventure park or anything like that. Alright, but that was a decent guess. This is again Africa, isn't it? Left-sided driving. Is that... It's not Kenya, is it? And if it's not Uganda, I'm very sure about that. I don't think it's Kenya, but I'm not sure. I think I'll go with my standard right where I guessed before. That part of South Africa. It was Kenya. My problem is with Kenya, I don't know what northern Kenya looks like. Basically, I don't know what anything in Kenya looks like. That makes it very hard to say it's not Kenya. All right. And the European one to finish it off. Does that say center? It might. European number plates. I can't. The architecture doesn't. Spain? I feel like it's Spain. This area. Oh, it was Toulouse. Okay. Again, area wasn't far off. Just in the wrong country. And 10,000 points to finish it off. That one was apparently relatively decent for me. At least compared to others. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me if I should do more of these. I mean, I'm probably going to anyway because I will be playing them. And if I'm playing them, I might as well record them and put them online, right? And I think it's good practice for me personally to get more familiar with how certain countries look like just based on vegetation or things like road markings and the like. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.